In the starting of this film, we get to see the year 2005, where some military officers could be seen discussing about some experiments, where one of them says that they can't use their best officers, pilots, and solders, because no wars were about to happen in that time. Just before it, they either get retired or get killed. He also says, we are really in need of these best people who could be used in time of need. So we invented a device that would freeze a human body and put him to sleep. And just when we would be in need of that human, we would then take him out. And the one who would be in sleep in that chamber would never age. But there was a problem that they never tried this experiment on a human being. And they are in need of 2 humans to test it out. They were able to get a man just from their department named Joy. Joy was a loser and he also didn't have a family. The second was a lady named Rita, who was extremely good at fooling people. That's why these officers choose them. Even if the experiment failed and both of them died, no one was there to care for them, because this experiment is private. Then the officers get them in the experiment room and ask them to get inside the chamber. But then Rita starts to panic. But Joy explains her that this experiment was tried on animals before and there is nothing to fear. Then they fall asleep in that sleeping chamber. And after a few days, the head of this experiment was arrested for smuggling drugs. Then a bulldozer came and demolished that place of experiment. But Joy and Rita were still asleep. Slowly time passes and the mental ability of humans degrades. Then slowly the time passes, and we get to see the year 2505, where all the humans are fools and lacks in common sense. Then we get to see the sleeping chambers of Joy and Rita, which were lying on a hump of garbage, when a garbage truck threw all the garbage it had. Then the hump of garbage falls down and a chamber gets inside a house of a man named Frito. Then that chamber opened automatically and from it, Joy came out. He was completely tired because he was sleeping from the last 500 years. Then Joy asks Frito about the military base, but in return, Frito confusingly says what base, and then he kicks him out of his house. Joy was confused and thought how he came to this place. That's why he started asking people about the location of the base, but the people started cussing him. The speaking style of Joy was really old, and now in 2505, everyone cuss while speaking and no one has any problem with it. Joy thinks that he is sick after sleeping in that chamber, so he gets into a hospital for his checkup. But that hospital was really messy, and it was not clean since years. And when he went to drink water, he gets a company's drink instead of water. After being frustrated, he then asks one of the men to get him water, but he replies water, which is used in toilets. Joy says no and he wants water to drink. After listening to this, that man laughed and then left. Then Joy tells the doctor about his problems, and the doctor asks him to put his hand inside the scanner. Then Joy notices the paper beside him which stated the year 2505. Then Joy realized that he somehow traveled to 2505 from the year 2005. When he looked out of the windows, he is confirmed that he somehow traveled 500 years. Then the doctor noticed that there is no tattoo in his hand, so he instantly pressed the emergency button to call the police, because every human here must have a tattoo which confirmed their identity, just like on our card. Then, police arrested Joy and took him to a machine and asked him to put his hand inside to get him a new identity of his own. Then the machine, after providing him a number, says this is your number, on which Joy replies not sure. Then the machine thinks that his name is Not Sure, so he gets a tattoo of Not Sure in his hands. Now Joy is taken to a place where they could test his IQ, so they could give him work in jail with respect to his IQ. Then he is asked the most difficult question of this world, which says, imagine you have a bucket with 2 gallons and other with 4 gallons of water. Now say how many buckets you have, on which Joy easily says 2. Then Joy is moved to the jail, but he somehow managed to escape. In the next scene we get to see Rita, who came out of her sleeping chamber, and she here also fooled people and stole their money. On the other hand, Joy reach out to that man's house where he came back to senses. He then says Frito that the time he came from, some people were about to make the time machine, and then asks if he knows something about it, on which Frito replies yes, and then says that the machine is present here. Joy then asks him about the location, but Frito asks why should he help him and what will he benefit. Joy then promised that he will transfer lots of money to his account once he went back to his original time, and he will be rich overnight. Frito then agrees and decides to take Joy to that time travel machine, but he found Rita on his way, and then the 3 of them move on their way. Just when they were on their way, Joy was scanned and again police came and arrested him. But this time, Joy was not taken to the police station, rather he was taken to the White House, where he was told that he is the man with the highest IQ in this world, and the answer he gave in the jail was the hardest question of this world. Then we get to see the president, who tells the world that no one needs to worry, because they now have the smartest man on this earth. Actually, the main problem was that there were not enough food grains in this world, and they all would prepare them with the help of Joy because he was the smarter than them. Then they bring Joy to their farm, where grains were unable to grow. Joy then get Frito and Rita to help him. So with the help of Frito, they would find the time machine and get back to their world. But when he opened the map of Frito, he realized that he is really a fool. Now they both have to find the machine on their own, and then only they would be able to get back to their world. Then Joy started to check the grains and realized that they were using a drink instead of water, and that's why the grains would not grow. He then asked them to use water instead of that drink. But now no one in this world drink water. Everyone, including the kids and old people, consume a company's drink. Joy then explains them that they need to use water. Then only the grains would grow. But no one believed him as they all were fools. Then Joy decided to act like a fool and said that he can talk to the grains, and the grains asked water for them. They then understood this and then they started using water. But after long days, the grains didn't grow. On the other side, that drink company suffered a huge loss, and a lot of people used to work for it who were then fired. They then demand to get Joy punished, and at last Joy was given death sentence. Then the day came when Joy was to be punished, and all the world would watch it live. On the other side, Rita and Frito gets to know that the grains which Joy planted started to grow. They then get inside that place where Joy was to be punished. They then took a cameraman and asked him to record the farm and then played it in live. And when all the world came to know about this, then Joy's punishment was cancelled. Because of him, the grains started to grow again. Then Joy says to Rita that they must now use the time machine and get back to their time. But Rita denied and said that she is loving this world. Then the president declared to make Joy the vice president, but Joy says that he wants to go back to his world. After listening to this, everyone became sad because they had a lot of hope from Joy. Then they one by one started to tell all the problems they are facing, and then says that if you left, they would not be able to get out of their problems. And after listening to this, Joy gets emotional and decided to stay here. After a few days, he gets married to Rita, and now he is the president of America. And here the film ends. You may be wondering, what about the time machine? Actually, this world is full of fools with a very low IQ. So what do you think? Would they ever be able to make time travel machine? Actually, they invented toys related to time travel. And at last, 3 of them enjoy the ride of that fake time travel machine. Friends, this is just a comedy movie and everything is fair here. Now let's meet in some other videos.